Okay, so what if I told you that the secret to a killer screenplay isn't some super complex, highbrow theory, but something you've probably played with since you were a kid? Yeah, seriously. We're about to dive into a simple idea that can completely unlock your story's momentum. Let's get into it.
All right, check this out. The whole idea we're talking about is right here. Think of your screenplay, all 120 pages of it, as a line of dominoes, just perfectly lined up. Every single scene, every page is one of those little blocks, you know? It's just sitting there, ready to pass its energy on to the next one. The whole story is basically one big, beautiful chain reaction that's just waiting for that first push.
So this whole screenplay as dominoes thing, it's more than just a cool visual. It actually breaks down into three, let's call them fundamental laws. Three simple rules for narrative momentum. And trust me, if you get these three things right, when you push that first domino, your story won't just start. It's going to become this unstoppable force.
So what are these three laws? Well, it's weight, direction, and the big picture. We're going to look at what each one means, the force, the alignment, and the final payoff. So let's jump right in and break them down one by one.
All right, first up, weight. Think of this as the kinetic energy of your story. It's a really simple but absolutely critical idea. See, a scene can't just exist. It can't be there for no reason. Its number one job is to cause the next scene to happen. It has to have enough oomph, enough force to keep that chain reaction going.
The idea here is pretty simple, but it's also kind of profound, right? A scene has to hit the next one with real impact. I mean, if a scene is too light, if nothing important really happens, if a character doesn't make a big decision, then it's just not going to have the power to knock over the next domino. And that's it. That's where your story just stops, dead in its tracks.
So what is this weight we're talking about? It's not like physical weight, obviously. It's the narrative punch packed into every scene. It's that moment the plot takes a sharp turn. It's a character making a choice they can never, ever take back. Or, it could be an emotional bomb that just changes everything. When you combine all that stuff, that's what makes the audience feel like the next scene has to happen. Not that it could happen, but that it's completely inevitable.
Okay, so you've got scenes with weight. That's awesome. But now we need to talk about the second law, direction. Because here's the thing, having all that power is great, but if those dominoes aren't aimed just right, all that energy just fizzles out. It goes nowhere. This law is all about focus. It's all about perfect alignment.
And this is so important. You could write the most amazing, dramatic, powerful scene ever, but if it doesn't line up perfectly with what comes next, the connection's just broken. The audience immediately feels it. They get this jolt, wait a minute, why are we here all of a sudden feeling? That right there is your misaligned domino. And man, it will kill your story's momentum in a heartbeat.
And you can really see the difference here, right? On one side, you've got clear direction. Every scene logically pushes the story forward. That cause and effect chain stays strong, and the story just flows. But on the other side, misalignment, and that chain just shatters. Suddenly the story feels totally random, disconnected, and then, well, it just stops.
Which brings us to our last law. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. The big picture. Think about it like this. If weight is the force that pushes the dominoes and direction is the path they follow, then the big picture is the destination. It's the whole reason you spent all that time setting them up in the first place.
I mean, you've seen those amazing domino art videos, right? Where thousands and thousands of little blocks fall, and at the very end, they create this incredible, massive picture. You can't see that picture when the first domino falls. You only see it when all of them have fallen. And that's the key here. Every single scene, every character's journey, every twist in your plot, it's all just one carefully placed domino, all part of a grand design that reveals the one big message you want to leave your audience with at the end.
So let's wrap this up. That's the domino theory in a nutshell. It's pretty simple, right? First, you need weight. Every scene has to have the power to knock over the next one. Second, you need direction. They all have to be lined up perfectly to keep that momentum going. And finally, it all has to serve the big picture, the one powerful message that's revealed when the whole thing is done.
So I want to leave you with this one. Simple question to ask yourself as a writer. The next time you finish a scene, just stop. Look at what you just wrote, and then look at that terrifying blank page that comes next. And ask yourself, what is the force here? What's the decision, the action, the consequence in this scene that makes the next scene absolutely 100% inevitable?
If you can answer that question, you found your momentum. You've got it.